I had so much fun on that chaos battle where I had one crab be the hero of the day that I thought the only thing left to do was to bring a gigantic crab army into my next battle. I am playing as the Drowned and I went crab heavy. I have a rotting Leviathan right here, the hero who beat back the hordes of chaos more or less by himself, or herself, a pirate gunnery mob, which is a slightly smaller crab, with zombies on the top carrying cannons. They're hilarious. I love these guys. They're just walking around in crazy hermit crab shells with like skulls on them. A regular rotting Promethean mob who's now marching forward towards the camera. That is scary. And Clyostra, I can't pronounce her name, Direfin, who is a diva who drowned at sea and was so angry about that she brought herself back to life and, hilariously enough, hates Bretonnia, who I'm fighting today. I also have 4 units of deckhand mobs, 2 with pole arms, 1 just standard. I have a fleet captain with the lore of vampires in the back, with yet another crab. That's a mammoth skull on that one. I just brought her along for Invocation of Nehek, which Direfin does not have. And in the sky, I have 2 units of deck droppers with handguns. They are my only dedicated ranged unit in an army that is all about shooting from a range. My opponent today got a huge front line of peasants, which is how I see a lot of competitive Bretonnia play. Lots of peasants and just a couple units of cavalry. But they do have Grail Knights, which are phenomenal. Some Spearmen at Arms, a bunch of Battle Pilgrims, and these guys are pretty solid. Oop, nope, that's not the right button. That's not the right button. That's not the right button either. I'm not going to edit any of this out. That's the button I was looking for. Okay, there we go. It's I, by the way, to see the unit card. They're pretty good. They have Frenzy, which means when their leadership is high, they have a bunch of bonuses, and there's a lot of them. Peasant Archers in the back with Fire, 2 of Fire, 3 of Fire, 4 of Fire. Very good choice against the Undead. It cancels out my regeneration, so it's very good. Those poor pox-ridden archers. So just a basic peasant mob over there, some more spearmen. Over here I have 2 units, or they have 2 units of 1 Knights Errant, 1 Grail Knights. These guys are the elites of the elites. They are living saints. They have all supped from the Holy Grail. These guys are trying to get there. And flying on Overwatch is King Louis himself, who has regeneration and some other cool stuff. He causes terror, he causes fear. He's very scary, but my guys can't be afraid. And a Damsel of Life on foot who brought... Come on, stay on there. Whatever, doesn't matter. A healing spell, Shield of Thorns, and something else. Doesn't matter. My army's closing in, and I will put it out of fast forward. Out of slow motion. So, down here, I knew that the Grail Knights, there's no range support over here, so I sent in my deck drop to start pinging at them. But they do start shooting in their fire arrows. I was able to summon Cloistra's special abilities. You can summon a unit of Damned Knights Errants, which it really fits the theme. I'm having my own Ghost Knights go fight Bretonnia's living ones, except I'm not going to fight their knights because they'll win. I'm going to slaughter their peasants. And my big old crab is just soaking that fire like it doesn't even care, charging straight into the middle of all of that. It's not a good place for it to be. That firepower will wear it down, but it's doing almost no damage. Yeah, it's taken, what, like 100 to 1,000 damage maybe? And it's getting in the middle there. Only killed 2 on that charge, but it's going to work. Just having a grand old time. I push it through to get into the back, get into those archers. Over here, these knights are all getting whittled down by the fire from the deck droppers. These guys have bonus versus large. They're coming in to support. These guys are coming in to support. They're going after Cloistra, but I summon more crabs. 1,000 crabs. An ocean full of crabs, and they're all playing in the desert right now. Oh well. Doesn't really make sense to be in the desert, but who knows? This whole front line is just a big mob. The gunnery mob, these guys are great. They are just such tanks. They will just keep soaking damage no matter what you throw at them. They will keep battling it. These guys get the Shield of Thorn for some extra weapon damage and physical resistance. It's very good, but these guys are just going to keep taking it. They're taking a lot of fire in from those fire arrows, unfortunately. My fleet captain over here is feasting on some oh, that guy exploded. Feasting on some battle pilgrims, having a great time. These deckhand mobs are charging in. A unit was just wiped out. Oh, summon units do degrade over time, and they were fighting spears. But I was able to just punch through that flank, and more importantly, I was able to distract the rest of the army. But all of these knights are just politely waiting their turn to fight Cloystra, and it's not going to go well for them. What my opponent should have done is pulled them more forward, get them more of a surround, because all those Grail Knights just got slaughtered this whole time. I would put it in slow motion. These fell bats carrying zombies are just flying overhead. Oh, they're such a great looking unit. Just surprisingly accurate considering the situation that they're shooting. But they're having a grand old time firing down, and all of the archers are over here. None of them are able to support. My big crab is getting beat up, but I was able to drop an Invocation of the Heck, get some heals on him. That's good. Over here, these archers are a little bit damaged, but I had to pull them back. These guys are untouched. My deckhand mob, it looks like that's a summoned one from my captain. They're not going to win against battle pilgrims, but they're going to muck up this whole line. Because I brought so few models, I did bring 2 units that could summon. Cloystra and the vampire captain can both bring in more. And I'm hoping to use that to augment my front line a bit. These guys, I don't know what they were doing, but they're over here now. That's good. Those peasants are routed, but they are rallying on the edge. They very, very intelligently ran away from all this. These Grail Knights just can't cut through. I have too much here stopping them. The deckhand mob with polearms do have a bonus versus large. It's every time I try to select it, it goes away, but it's good. They have decent armor piercing, and there's a lot of them, and they're cheap. They can just muck down this incredibly expensive unit all day. And the whole time, the deckhand mobs, or the deck droppers, have just been firing, switching fire over to King Louis just to try to wear him down. The Leviathan's taking a lot of damage. Only 41 kills, but it just hammered through that front line. It was brutal. These peasants are chasing the deckhand mob. I'm not sure what I was trying to do with them. I think I was just trying to not have them all be blobbed up right there. But they're turning around and charging back in. This captain just smacked a bunch of guys across the desert. Over here, I'm now double teaming Louis with 2 crabs. That poor guy can't go. I didn't try to do this, it just worked out, but he is pinned in the middle of these 2. He can't pull out. I think he's trying to pull out forward, but every time he tries, he gets whacked by a crab. So he's just going to have to stay there and take a pounding. He does have regen, but his healing caps appeared, so it's going to keep dropping. Over here, I've won this fight. I've cleaned up everything. The Knights Errant have rallied in the back, but even if they charge in on this, I could still take that fight. And one guy's stuck in the middle there. Oh, poor buddy. You are not going to have a great day. These peasant mobs have picked up their sharpest... I don't even know what kind of tool that is. A scythe? Not even a good scythe. This guy's got a pitchfork. There's a shovel over here. This guy's got a broken bit of a fence, maybe a hammer. And they can't even look me in the eye as they run in to die. I feel so bad for those poor guys. Once I raise you up as a zombie, you'll be fine. You'll have a much better life as part of my pyro crew. 1 fire arrow came in and missed. Cloystra is just hammering down lots of fire arrows into the back. They do have a weakness to fire, but Louis is routing. He's wavering right on the edge of the 6th leadership. Something just popped. And then I taunt him with my captain, I believe. So he is now... Oh, yeah, he's negative. He's routing. And I'm going to send my deck droppers in to chase Louis off the board. He put up a great fight, but I have too many crabs. Knights Errant's charging in to avenge their cowardly king and get slapped by a crab in the face. Lots of crabs. Pretty nice. I lost my Promethean mob. I don't know why they're called Prometheans. It makes them sound like they have fire, but they don't. They're crabs. They're just, but my fleet captain over here with 81 kills has just been feasting on peasants all day, and I'm going after this damsel to kill the rest of the magic. Cloystra dropping her Song of Enthrallment, reducing melee attack by 26, bringing this guy down to 14. The peasants would be at 0 if they were over here, but they're all routing. I have these units here, just make sure all of this runs off the board. Crab going in. There is an animation where the crab just picks up... Oh, they blew up. Where they just pick up a guy and eats him, and it's disgusting. Oh, am I going to see it? No. well, you can look for it on YouTube when you're not watching Glassberg Gaming. And that's the battle. They're all routing. Ooh, it's like a lamprey with a fan. I never looked at that before. This was not a super competitive build. I definitely got lucky by being able to pin Louis there and just whack him with a couple of crabs. I do love the deck dropper with handguns. They are one of the best units the Vampire Coast has. I never use them in campaign because I just get a bunch of scary infantry. But in multiplayer, they're great. They are able to quickly move around. All of these fire arrows would have done a lot of damage to them, but they're much faster than the archers. They were able to get over here and shoot at the cav. The cav died whenever charged in because I was able to bring polearms. So this wasn't a terrible army. I just was so outnumbered. I should have been a little more cautious with my summons. Maybe even brought a second fleet captain just with drowned dead summons just to get even more out there. Cloistras, this is the first time I have ever used her in campaign or multiplayer or anything, and the only reason I don't is because when you select her, she is very annoying. She's wants to be an opera singer, and she has very high opinion of herself in the lore, and she just sings all of her lines and it's too irritating. I couldn't do a whole campaign like that, but she really shined here, and I brought her because her mount is a giant crab. So she had her revenge against Bretonnia. I don't remember why she's mad at them, probably for something petty, but she did win. These crabs all died. How heartbreaking. But some of the crabs lived through. 3 of my crabs lived. That is a 300% increase from the last time I had 1 crab standing. So thank you all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you all later.